So, when we met last time, you said one of the things that you wanted to do today, but let me check in and see if that's still the case as a mock test.
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, if you're a PDI preparing for your Part 3 test or an ADI preparing for your standards check, then it's likely there are some things that are confusing you and stressing you out, such as what student should you take on your test? How do you start the lesson if either you and or your student are feeling nervous? How can I work with my student and structure the lesson so that I've got the best possible chance of passing? And how can I easily score well on the 17 competencies and pass with confidence? If any or all of these things are things that you're thinking about at the moment, then let me give you the solution. Several weeks ago, Andy came up to me in York for a second 4-hour training session, where this time we ran through a Part 3 mock test. And here are just a few little snippets from that session. So, when we met last time, you said one of the things that you wanted to do today, but let me check in and see if that's still the case as a mock test.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you feel up for that? Have you thought of
a scenario?
Yeah.
I have. It's a particular student I've got. What I'm going to work with. He's very late to put his indicators on. So he concentrates more on bringing car to a stop than indicating. So I thought that'd be something to work on. Looking at routine of indicating, and he's sometimes very quick on approach. So everything happens quick.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Would you classify him as beginner, intermediate, or more advanced? So there are different ways, and this would be the same if you were doing a mock test with a learner as well. There are different ways that you can go about doing mock tests. So again, it's really trying to find what you feel is going to be of most value to you. So we could just start the lesson, run it for 40-45 minutes. And then check in with each other, and I can give you some feedback, and I'll get some feedback from you. So that's one way of doing it. I've got some marking sheets which we can have a look at if you want to. In terms of
a couple off before I've come as well.
We can have a look at what in my opinion, bearing in mind I'm not an examiner, but in my assessment, what I think you would have got in each competency. So that's option number one, I suppose. Option number two would be similar sort of thing, but more broken than that, I suppose. So if things are going well, we can just let it run. But if I feel like you're not as strong as perhaps you could be in certain aspects of what you're doing, we can break into it, and I can give you some feedback, and then we can sort of like go again if you like. So which of those two approaches do you think would be best?
Second one.
So I don't know this person that you're referring to, and I'm not going to try to pretend to be a 17-year-old. It would be ridiculous. Okay, so I'm still me. I'm Jeff. I'm an experienced driver. You know that. Any faults that I throw in are pretend faults, if you like. I'm going to try not to be over exaggerated, because students aren't over exaggerated in the way they do things. So we're not in some form of amdram type of thing here. I'm not an actor. We're not trying to role play as such. So you be you, I'll be me, but with the difference of I'm going to drive in a way that I wouldn't normally drive. Okay, so let's jump to it then. So
I'm going to adjust your seat here.
Yeah.
I don't like doing this.
No, it's your seat. You do whatever you like.
I don't like it when somebody gets in my seat and starts adjusting it. Then it takes me ages to get it comfortable again.
So I'm now your student. You teach however you want to teach.
Okay.
All right. So over to you.
Okay. So, sorry. So you okay, Jeff?
Yep.
So prior to arriving here today, we had a look at some things and pointed out a couple of things that need looking at, which is speed on approach and you're indicating a little bit late. Are you still happy to carry on working, looking at the indicators and speed on approach?
Yeah.
Is that something you still want to work at?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to look at speed on approach and indicators. What sort of help would you want from me with regards to helping you to try and achieve a point where you're doing it sort of at the right time? Because at the moment it's very, very late, isn't it?
Yeah, it is late. I don't know really. Well, whatever you think will work.
So we can go a couple of ways with it, I think. One way is I could prompt you
Right.
when you're going to put them on and stuff like that. And then the other way is to be full guided.
Right.
Yeah, and talk you through it as we approach.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, what do you think would work best? Because obviously it's something I want to fix. So.
Yeah. So when you first started, we were doing fully guided.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So I personally think that prompted might work.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Like prompt you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So if I prompt you with your indicators and speed on approach.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. At junctions, are you happy with everything else during our drive?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do then is we're going to leave this car park.
Yeah.
We're going to go out of the car park, turn left, go down the road. It's a 30-mile-an-hour road, and at the end of the road we're going to turn left into a residential area. So that's where we're going to be working.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So we'll drive for about 7 to 10 minutes.
Right.
And then we'll park up and have a chat.
Right.
See how you're feeling about things.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Let's break out of roll there for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So, pretty good. I would just mix it up a little bit and try to almost avoid instructor speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, if that were me doing that, I would probably reverse the order a little bit. So I go, right, okay. So we've had a chat on the way over, and we talked about a couple of things. So just for the examiner, the benefit of the exam, can you just remind me what you understand is going to be the principal focus initially of the lesson today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speed on approach and indicators. Cool. And why? Why have we identified those two things?
Right.
Oh, well, because you told me I'm too fast up to the end of the road and I'm not indicating early enough. Okay, cool. But do you remember, why did we say those need to be fixed?
Right.
Oh, because it's potentially dangerous and I need to let other people know much earlier.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. So now the examiner's hearing the student talking and also the student understanding that these things are important, not just because they need to do it to pass their test, but it's something that's important for all drivers to do.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you're then starting to bring in the risk element.
Yeah.
Even though the wheels aren't rolling,
Yeah.
you're starting to sort of tick some of the boxes in the risk management section.
Yeah.
Then I would have said, okay, so that's great. So again, just checking in with you. Are you happy that we stick with those priorities? And of course that's okay. Yeah. And then I would say, right. So to begin with, what we're going to do is, if you can just visualise this little initial route in your mind, we're going to come out of the car park. We're going to turn left. We're going to go down to the residential estate, which is just literally a minute down the road, and then we're going to go and use quite a lot of those roads around there. You know, the left and right hand turns. You know, where that little row of shops is, where Sainsbury's is. Can you visualise that in your head? Oh yeah, you can. So given that first little initial drive, what level of support, if any, do you feel like you would need from me?
Yeah.
And we go, oh no, I think I'll be okay. Cool. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll leave that bit up to you then, unless I need to jump in and help out.
Yeah.
Okay. What we'll then do is we'll, from there, do a whole round of left and right hand turns. Where you're going to have the opportunity to drive up to the end of a road and think about using your indicators. Okay. So given that, do you feel like you need me to talk you through exactly what to do in terms of your speed on approach and when you should be indicating, or would you prefer to initially take the responsibility for that on yourself and let's see how that goes?
Yeah.
So it's up to you. We can move on now and we can start working on the actual faults and the lesson itself, or we can just do that little bit again.
Yeah. Should we do it again?
Go for it. Yeah, just be yourself. Just relax. Just focusing on me.
Yeah.
All right. Don't worry about the words that are coming out of your mouth. Okay. You're not going to get judged on those. Yeah. Just get out of me whatever you feel you need.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So overall thoughts from you from today then?
Yep. Taking a lot away from it. Give me some good tips. What I'm going to take away with me and use.
Right. Okay.
Move
So
forward.
let's again going back into my favourite Q&A style of working. Yeah. Let's drill down a little bit further. So, it's not for my benefit.
No.
It's for your benefit,
Yeah.
really, because when you and this is the same with anybody, learners, doesn't matter what, when you say things out loud, they tend to stick in your brain
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you? I've got absolutely no idea what you're going to come back with, and it's almost unimportant from my point of view. But can you give me maybe 3 or 4 specifics that you're going to be walking away with from today that you feel are going to make a positive difference? Partly, or either just for your Part 3 test, or for your Part 3 test and lessons, or just for lessons. If you want to watch Andy's full Part 3 mock test training session, then I've created an online video tutorial course where you'll get to see the full session plus training notes from me. Now, what I've done is I've broken down the full 4-hour course into little small bite-sized mini chunks, so you can dip in and dip out whenever you need. You can watch the videos on any device at any time, and of course you can re-watch them over and over and over again. Now, I've made this course really inexpensive because I want as many people as possible to get access to it, because I know it's going to massively help you if you're preparing for your Part 3 or a standards check. So for less than what you would pay for 1 hour of in-car training, you get to watch 4 hours of me working with a PDI face to face, helping him to prepare for his Part 3. And on top of that, by enrolling in the course, you will get access to me via email or course notes, or indeed, if you want to reach out, I'm more than happy to arrange a phone call as well, if you feel like you need more specific one-to-one support and guidance from me. Okay, so that's it for now. Thanks again, as always, and take care, keep safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.